The Indian education sector provides a tremendous opportunity and indeed a number of challenges.
It's a pleasure to share some of my thoughts on the Indian education sector with all of you at the India Investment Conclave. The Indian education sector over the last few years has changed quite dramatically from an investment outlook perspective. The fundamental underlying thesis has not changed. A very large, young population, aspiration-driven population, tremendous amount of opportunity given the state of affairs right across K-12, higher education, vocational education, and so on and so forth. A transparent commitment from the government in wanting to improve the state of affairs of education sector as a whole. All these are very strong underlying theses that support the cause of investment. However, there are a few realities to be kept in mind as well. Over the last 6-7 years, when I first saw in the education sector investment coming in, I think the approach at that point in time was tremendous amount of focus and attention to the extent that there was almost a maniacal rush to look at investments in this sector. The support seemed to be very strong, very powerful growth, 15 to 20% plus on an annualized basis, and it seemed to be just a matter of time before the sector would expand and explode. There was also a lot of governmental noises that were being made on reforms, both in higher education and K-12. And of course, now it's the famous Prime Minister's statement of wanting to train over 500 million people in skills education over the next few years, next 10 years. All of this seemed to indicate a very vibrant and an almost a gold rush kind of feeling as far as the sector is concerned. What's happened in reality is that just as is the case of any sector which is directly connected with consumer demand, directly connected with building of brands, education sector is all about implementation, it's all about execution. Now, execution has two components to it. One, the enabling component, which is reforms in the policy process. Unfortunately, the reforms process, as in many other sectors, has stalled. It's been very, very slow. And given the fact that education is one of the few sectors where governmental control, the rubric of education policy making is still almost entirely governed by the whims and fancies of the government, that's resulted in the extra pressure being put on the education sector. So the overall stalling of reforms possibly has had a higher impact on education than in anything else. So given that the enabling side of execution has been a challenge. The other part of it is, of course, the execution of the entrepreneurs and companies, and much of approach towards education has been predicated on wanting to take advantage of demand rather than work towards building a brand in most instances. So given that fundamental reality, I think even execution has stalled or has remained behind in most instances. There was also the case of several education sector service companies going public, most of them B2B companies, and the performance and other matters of some of these companies has again left the investment community scratching its head. Is the sector really ready for prime time from an investment perspective? The way I see that is that the thesis, as I mentioned before, has not changed. And if investment is made on the principle that it has to be made in a sector that is sound by nature, and it has to be made in a sector which has the necessary fuel, necessary drive to sustain over a period of time, the education sector is really a good sector to focus investments on. There are just two things to be kept in mind. One, for the conceivable future, I do not expect the regulatory environment to change substantially. One, of course, is the fact that there is going to be a general election next year, and the political realignment that is surely bound to happen at the end of which is definitely going to have a significant impact on what the policy changes and reforms are going to be like in education going forward. The second is that it is important for investors to start identifying and backing companies, backing executives, management, entrepreneurs who have a long-term view of the sector and who are committed, in addition to giving the necessary returns, financial returns, are also committed to doing business the right way as far as education is concerned. What is the right way? The right way has several facets to it, obviously, but I would just place two in front. One, this sector is about long-term returns. This sector is about having the ability to stay the course. This sector is about returns that take time, and therefore patience capital is as important as money capital. And entrepreneurs who have the right kind of approach towards focusing on bottom line results across financial and non-financial across board are the ones that you have to seek and invest in. Now that seems to be principles of investing 101, but it's something that is especially important to keep in mind as far as the education sector is concerned. And the second is investment in the regulatory or regulated side of the sector is going to continue to be, and that's the larger piece. It's going to continue to be challenged. It's going to continue to demand increasingly inspired and increasingly innovative ways of doing things, some of which possibly are going to cross the boundaries, cross the limits of what one would consider as a fair way of doing things. And therefore, the focus for the conceivable future is going to be on the non-regulated sector. And in the non-regulated sector, given the lack of scale, focus has got to be on young companies, young entrepreneurs. Focus has got to be on ability to back innovation, especially technology-driven innovation to the hilt. Now, if you combine that with what I mentioned earlier about education, about execution, I think the education sector is a classic example of a sector that combines the needs of young innovation with long-term execution on a sustained mode. To support this, we need to build an ecosystem, which is something that's been lacking, and the ecosystem that should include capital availability of different kinds, right from angel investments, angel capital to venture capital and so on and so forth. It should include an ecosystem that allows for companies to merge and combine with each other for growth, and that's a classic requirement of any sector that would need to grow at that level. And eventually, it certainly would look back at the public markets as well. To me, this is a sector which is as much in the early stage of development as I saw it 5 to 6 years ago. In a nutshell, nothing much has moved from a starting point perspective. However, there has been a significant amount of experience that has been gathered. I believe that the sector's attractiveness still remains extremely solid. And if one keeps the fundamentals and fundamental principles what I spoke about in mind and has the necessary patience, I believe that the Indian education sector still represents tremendous investment opportunity.